I'd like us in this very short session to consider the space that we occupy in our physicality, but also the space that we occupy energetically. Our heart field has an electromagnetic pulse that influences every single cell in our body, this electromagnetic field pulse, and the field radiates beyond the physical body into sort of an electromagnetic field that's been measured to extend like around 10 foot. And there's been studies that with what they called a cardiogram, electromagnetic cardiogram, that shows that that there are fluctuations in this electromagnetic field dependent on the internal state or external things going on. So something that evokes a negative mood can cause your heart field to contract, and something that creates a positive, uplifted mood can literally allow your heart field to extend out further, up to 12 feet. So I was thinking of this a lot in terms of, how we're confined to our homes at the moment, and all this social distancing, and how we have to keep the space from others, and what impact that might be having on our own heart field. So the practices we'll do today is a way of antidoting the negative impact of social distancing on our own heart field, a way of uplifting the coherence of our heart field internally. So movement and breath obviously are going to be great ways to do that, and sort of encouraging a good mood of it's called bhava in yoga. It's very much part of the practices, a sort of positive, uplifted, humble mood. So that's hopefully again what we're doing. Alright, so traditional Chinese medicine, actually, they talk about the heart field, the heart meridian, running from the heart all the way along the arms to the fingertips. Yeah, so this is your heart field. And if you think about hugging, and again, it sort of symbolises you wear your ring for your marriage on your finger, so that's connecting to the heart meridian. So symbolically and energetically and physiologically, all these ideas intermingle, and yoga is a wonderful way of exploring and feeling these ideas on a very sort of physical sense. So let's begin, and I'd like you to come up to standing and just spread your feet nice and wide, feet comfortably far apart, and just root down. Feel a buoyancy in the knees so that you're feeling this absorption of energy from the ground, from the roots underneath you. So we're not static and stuck, but very much enlivened through the legs, and let the pelvis kind of respond to that buoyancy from the knees and rooting in the feet. So not stuck still like a pole, but rather animated and a responsive relationship with gravity and weight and the ground underneath you, yeah? And that feeds into the pelvis to help draw up into the higher echelons of the thorax, the chest and the heart. So let's inhale from here. So notice you're just letting the pelvis glide forward with the inhale to take up space above you, and then exhale, arms out to the sides. Inhale, belly lengthens, heart lifts, fingertips reach. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So let's open up in a sort of clockwise, so all the way around, like you pivot round. Inhale, come rise up onto the toes. Exhale, come down into the heels. Inhale, greeting the space all around you in a 360. Exhale. Inhale, so turning away from your screen. Exhale, taking up space around and behind you. Inhale. Exhale, lead with the other leg, go the other way. Inhale. pelvis and heart forward, fingertips reach, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Breathing in, grounding, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. Hands together in a prayer, elbows out to the side. Push down through the feet. Okay, so the next one, you're going to open your left arm out to the left. Reach out, inhale, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then exhale, the left hand is on the heart and you stay grounded. So now it's almost like a bow and arrow. You're going to reach the right hand to meet the left, like you're pulling a rope. Inhale, feeling the stretch along the side waist. Exhale, pull that back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, tummy draws in to create that sort of core activation. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let the arm come up over the head, the elbow bend. Exhale, like a lasso. Inhale, exhale. Let's try this on the other side. So bring the hands together in prayer. The right arm out, reaches out. Stretch with the fingertips. The left hand is on the heart. Exhale, grounding the feet. So inhale, reach, pull the rope and glide the fingertips along the inner line of that right arm back to the heart. So it's an intentional placement of the hand. Awakens the meridian, yeah? Inhale, reach, gather to the heart center. Pranavayu, this is the flow of energy that circulates and spirals in the upper body, well, all around. This is what we're awakening here, so you might feel a warmth, a heat, sort of a rush of energy with these movements, okay? And then from here, taking those elbows over the head, circling it around and bringing it across. Work with your breath. Good, and back to the middle. So let the arms continue to oscillate alongside with the pelvis. And coming one side to the other. I'm going to just take the forearms opposite and spiral them up over the head into a back bend. Inhale, the elbows back, and then exhale, the elbows forward, the wrists forward, like you've got an orb ball of energy. And you're just making that energy ball bigger and bigger. It doesn't matter what it looks like, but how it feels. So you want to imagine like that spiraling ball of energy is coming up overhead. Deep breaths to accentuate and animate this, and then exhale, let it come down. Feel like one of those poised people, which is proper cringe, but don't worry about it. You're in your own home, so we can try all this experimental stuff. Tune into how it makes you feel, yeah? It's about increasing the electromagnetic field of the heart. So you're gathering that ball, taking it off to one side, then to the other side, keep breathing, then taking it up. You feel your wrists circle and the elbows circle, get a good stretch too. And then gathering this all the way up towards the chest. This ball at the palm, ball between the palms. You feel like this condensing of your energy at the center, like concentrated prana around the chest, and then bring it in and gather it in. Take a deep breath here. Feel the pulse of the heartbeat, and then exhale. Let that absorb. Inhale, open up the palms to face out. Exhale, elbows to the side. And then we'll twist one way offering up this pranic field, this energy around to the left, back to the center and to the right, and to center. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a prop. You don't need to unless you've got one handy, but this is also what made me think about this occupying the space. My social distancing tool, the broom. Apparently, well, it was on the BBC website, you use a broom to stave off and maintain your social distancing, which really cracked me up, but also it just seems so hostile, doesn't it? So, you know, that's how far we're supposed to keep away from people. 6 foot, so that's 4 foot plus 2 foot, that's my arm length. But this, we're going to think about the electromagnetic field of the heart, and which is said to radiate out 10 foot. So think about that as a 360 around you, you're 10 foot, so as the antidote to the social distancing broomstick. Now just lay the broomstick out in front. And that will be as a marker for me. So hopefully you've got enough space around you now. We're going to do a warm-up for the lower body where we consider 360 around like a clock, and want to continue this relationship between feet and pelvis to heart, that alignment, feet, pelvis, heart, but in a dynamic sort of bilateral movement. Makes more sense. So we're going to step forward to 12 o'clock, broom distance apart. So it's a nice big lunge. Stand up tall, land with your heel, right foot, step it forward. And then the left knee hovers towards the ground, so it's kind of like that, yeah? So the right foot, step it forward, pick up your pelvis, take yourself back, land, yeah? Let's do a few more of those. You can take the opposite arm forward to counterbalance the weight of the leg. So right foot forward, landing with your heel, don't let your chest come forward, and then just push off the heel to come back, landing on your heel. Land on your heel, land on the heel. Inhale, exhale. How's that working out for you? Inhale, exhale. Inhale, striding forward, pick it back. And you can just work on more elaborate things with the arms as it feels right to do so. Doesn't matter what it looks like. So we're going to 12 o'clock there. Yeah? And then we'll stick with the right foot for the whole sequence. The right foot now going to 6 o'clock. So you might need to step forward, I do, because I don't have that much space, but we're going to step that right foot back, this time landing on the ball of the foot. The right foot comes back. Notice nice and upright. Come back, 6 o'clock, come back, 6 o'clock, come back. The pelvis is level and uplifting. You land on the ball of the foot. Make the movement fluid. Okay, then 12 o'clock, back, 6 o'clock, separate the movements if you've got the space, yeah? 12 o'clock, back, 6 o'clock, back. Can windmill the arms with you if you've got the rhythm. Yeah? So we went to 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, come back. Now moving my broomstick out the way a little bit. Gonna think about coming to 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So land on the heel, going over to 3 o'clock, coming back. And then the left leg, 6 o'clock. No, sorry, 9 o'clock, that's 9 o'clock, isn't it? Yeah, and then coming back. So right side, or your left side, 3 o'clock. I'm not sure if this is translating well with the directions across the camera, but you go to your 3 o'clock and your 9 o'clock. Keep the chest higher than the hips so you don't go down too low. All right, and then next up, a bit of a diagonal, going to 1 o'clock and then 7 o'clock. So again with the right leg, 1 o'clock, can reach the arms up, coming back, whoop. And then it's like a curtsy, 7 o'clock. The right knee coming down towards the ground. 1 o'clock. 7 o'clock. You can add the arms. Link the movements or separate them if you're working with your balance still. And then back to center. Now, what is that like? 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Right leg, ready? There's a little bit of a twist feeling. You open out. That's the 10 o'clock. Try a few of those because it might feel different. There is more tilt in the pelvis naturally here, but try and really reach up with that right left arm and then back. And then take it to the 5 o'clock. So then the right knee can bend. Work with the breath. Inhale to stretch, reach up. Exhale to return. Add the 10 o'clock and the 5 o'clock together to make that flow. Land really lightly on your heel. And then the ball of the foot. Heel. Ball of the foot. Make it light, make it graceful. Think about the pranic field, the energetic field around you. All this space that you're occupying. Can add the bow and arrow arms that you had before. Circle it around the head. Woo. It's getting snazzy now. Okay, that's the right side. I love watching the videos, it looks amazing. Okay, so now let's work that with the left side. It's going to probably eat up the whole rest of the session, but that's okay, it's worth it. So centering yourself in your middle of the clock. The left foot steps forward. 12 o'clock. Right knee parallel with the floor. Land it back. So it's important these first few ones. Take your time and feel really stable through the pelvis. Land on the heel. Front ribs not flaring, but keep them contained. Lift and come back. Nice and buoyant through the joints. Think about top of the head over the pelvis. Land and lift. And then coming back. So you might need to step forward. You're going to 6 o'clock with the left leg. All of the foot, spring off it to lift the pelvis and come to standing. Okay, and then 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, make it fluid, add the arms. Opposite arm, so it's right arm with the left leg. Oop. Reach, stretch and gather and land with balance and lightness. Back to the middle. All right, we've done 12 and 6. Let's go 9 and 3. So 9, 3, 9. Add the arms, however they organically arise for you. Hips lower than the heart. Back to center. Let's do 1 and 7. Is that about it? Yeah. So no. Yeah, the 10 and 5, and then do 1 and 7. So 10 with the left foot stepping out. Can reach the right arm up. Step it back. 5, 10, 5, 10. Arm comes up, opposite arm. 5, 10, 5. Light on the feet. Shouldn't sound like a big thud as you land. Okay, and then back to the middle, gather, and now the more challenging one with the curtsy, the 1 and the 7 on this side. So the left foot stepping forward for 1, it's a little bit of a twist. Exhale, gather it to center, just to do a couple of 1s first so you get the hang of it. Really, yeah, style it out. When you've got the hang of the legs, you style it out with the upper body and feel the sense of expansion and contraction back to core and back to the heart field. So now coming back all the way to 7, a few of those. And then we're going to take it from 1 straight to 7. So coming. Alright, so now just circle the hips. We've done that quite nicely. Should have raised your heartbeat and expanded the energetic field around you. So just circling the hips to warm down a little bit. Pelvis forward. And reverse the circles. Come forward, standing side bend here, so let's reach the arms up. And take hold of your left wrist, stretch over to the right. Look up. All the way up and over. All the way up and release out the arms, roll the shoulders a few times. And then find your mat and we'll just do a few roll throughs. So come all the way down and we'll come all the way to the mat, lying down on your back and rolling through the spine in your bridge. So bring the hips down. The upper back in contact with the mat. Take a breath here. Feet in close to the body, feet hip width apart. Lift up your hips and interlace the fingers under your lower back. Roll the shoulders under and then really push down through the feet. Reach the shins back to help the pelvis lift. Glutes are active. Let's release out the arms to the sides and then gradually, slowly make continuous contact with the vertebrae on the ground from upper to middle. Belly pulls in to lower back to tailbone. Let the pelvis tilt. Let's walk the feet a little bit further away from your sitting bones and try the same. So a bridge and then roll the spine down like pearls on a necklace, it said, to feel like. So really just lift those hips nice and high, feel the hamstrings active, and then exhale from upper back to middle back. Belly draws in, pelvic floor goes up as you tilt the pelvis and land the spine nicely. Take the right ankle to the left knee, right knee out to the right. You make like a number 4 with the legs. Pull the left thigh towards you. So Viara, for your tummy, make sure you've got space here. If it doesn't feel good for you, you could come to the side and do it on the side. If it doesn't feel good to be on your lower back. So let's change the legs. Yeah. The left ankle to the right thigh. Draw it in. Deep breath. Lie back down. So a twist here, heart extended twist. That left knee, take it on top of the right, so you've got crossed legs. Let those knees drop over to the right side, and then the right arm is out to the right in your twist. Take the left arm, remember those bow and arrows. The left arm comes up, take it all the way on an inhale to on top of your right hand, and then slide and glide the fingertips along the inner arm, all the way to the armpit, to the chest, to open up the chest with your exhale, and take the left arm out to the left. Let's try it again. So reach up and over, inhale, and then slide and glide the fingers on the inside of the right arm as you exhale. Open up the chest, twist to your left. Head follows the fingertips. Inhale, one more. And exhale. Roll the knees to the middle. Swap right knee on top of left knee. Okay, so the movement with the fingertips is called nyasa, intentional placement. Okay, so let's take the knees over to the left. Left arm out to the left. I'll just shuffle so hopefully you can see a bit better. Right hand on top of left. Exhale, slide the fingertips along the arm to the chest and open out. Inhale, right arm overhead to left hand. Exhale, slide the hand to the heart. Inhale, one more. Dynamic twist for the upper back. Exhale and take a breath. Roll out of the twist. Hug the knees up into the chest. Forehead towards the knees. Just a little bit of core activation as a counter pose. And then let the legs slide down and out, and the palms face up. Relaxation pose. Breathe to the chest, let the ribs really expand with your breath. Really make sure your arms are stretched out, and let the fingertips curl up. So breathe into the chest, to the ribs. Expand the rib cage and let it contract. Relax the fingers, hands, arms, shoulders and chest. Breathe smoothly and allow the breath to radiate from the heart center out to the arms, fingers, and then exhale back from the arms all the way to the heart. Whole body relaxes. Rest here now.